Okay everybody, these are your materials. You'll need some collective embroidery floss and some scissors. So we're going to cut one string of each of these two kind of gradients, because we're going to have two gradients in this pattern. It is pattern 31525 on Bracelet book, so you can pull it up as a photo, and I'll put a screenshot right here. That's kind of what we're working with, and then we have this kind of, I don't know, it's more of an outline color, which we cut two strings of, and then one of them is going to be a little bit longer for the first part of a teardrop loop. So let's cut our strings. When I say longer, I mean like all of these ones are 2 meters, and there's one of these that are 2 meters, and one of them like 2.5 meters, or like 6-ish feet. I'm not sure, I think so. Okay, so now you should have 8 strings cut, and one of them should have all these even ends, and then the next, oopsies, I got mine stuck on the tripod, but the other end should have the one with the white string that's a little bit longer. So you're gonna go ahead and take this end and kind of match it up with the other end, like so, and then fold it in half to find the midpoint. Okay, my midpoint's about here, and I know that the one with the white string's on this side, so I'm just gonna choose a little bit further, so like right about here, to clip it to my clipboard. So I'm gonna hold it there, bring it onto my clipboard, like this, kind of got the clipboard thing. And I'm going to just clip it on, and we're going to start doing our loop. And I have a video on the basic knots if you still need help. Okay, so I did about 10 knots with this little white string, and we can move it off to the side because it's actually the first string required for our little teardrop loop thing, because we're going to be folding it in like that. So the next color that you need is your darkest color of the other gradient, so that for me is black. So I'll just be doing a forward backward knot with black just to make the little start thing. Then we'll take the next darkest in this first gradient, for me is dark gray, and we'll do a forward backward knot. And then we'll take the lightest one in this gradient, which is this light gray, and then we'll do another forward backward knot. Okay. Now we'll take the next white, kind of separate the gradients, and we'll do a forward backward knot. And then we'll begin the second gradient by taking the darkest red and doing a forward backward knot. For me, I'm using a sparkly red, so we'll do a forward backward knot with the darkest red. Then we'll take the next one in line, which is another dark red, do a forward backward knot. And then we're going to repeat all of this, but opposite on the other side. So it's going to be the same sequence, but like backward forward knots. So we'll flip it around. So we'll take the first white that was part of the loop and move it out, and then take the black and do a backward forward knot, and so on until we've repeated the exact same color sequence on this side. Now what I'm going to do with this white string on this side is do a row of 6 backward knots on all of these strings, but not the very middle string. Now you're going to repeat the 6 backward knots thing on the left side with 6 forward knots. Now what we're going to do is join the 2 middle sections with a backward or a forward knot. I'm just going to do a very tight backward knot. And then we can take the white on the right side and do a backward knot again. And then take the white on the left side and do 2 forward knots, one over that lightest color in your gradient, and then one over the white again. Now what we can do is we can just focus on this left side and take the outermost black string and start by doing 2 forward knots over that second and third one on the inside, which should be your next 2 colors in the gradient. Then, once you do those 2 forward knots, you'll take the white string in the row already and do a backward knot over that black thread. And then you'll take that black thread again and do 3 forward knots over your dark red, or dark color, medium color, and light color. Then you'll take that white thread again and do a backward knot over the black thread. Then you'll do the same but opposite to the right side of this. So you'll take the black thread on the right side and you'll do two backward knots, sorry. Then you'll do a backward knot over the black with the white thread. Or a forward knot, ooh, my bad. Then you'll take that black thread again and do a backward knot over the next three. Then, once you finish those three backward knots, you'll take the white thread and do a forward knot over your black thread. And then you'll join the two blacks in the middle with any knot you may choose. I'm just going to do a backward knot. Then, with this next row, you're going to take your dark gray, or the outermost on the left side, and do one forward knot. Then you'll take the white and you'll do one backward knot over the dark gray. And then you can also do two backward knots, doing one more over the lightest gray. So that white you're essentially bringing to the outest side. So I'm doing this little diamond kind of thing. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more for you. There we go. Now with that dark gray, we're going to go ahead and do a chevron kind of thing all the way to the middle, so doing 5 forward knots over the reds and all the way down to the middle. Okay, now you'll do the exact same thing but opposite on this side. So you'll take your darkest gray on the right side and you'll do one backward knot. Oopsies, mine got a little knotted right here. Let me fix it. Okay, you'll do one backward knot. Then you'll take the white and do that little diamond thing. So you'll do 2 forward knots with the white over the darkest gray and the light gray on the outside. Then you'll take this dark gray and go and do 6 backward knots on the middle on the darkest gray. Now that you've done the dark gray into the middle, you're going to take the outermost one and move it away, and take the second outermost one on the left side and do 3 forward knots over your red gradient with this light gray. Now you'll take that white thread and do a backward knot over the light gray. And then with the light gray, you'll do 2 forward knots into the middle. You'll repeat this motion on the other side, so move away the white thread and take the light gray and do 3 backward knots. And then with the white thread, you'll do a forward knot over the light gray. And then with the light gray, you'll do 3 backward knots all the way into the middle. Okay, for the next row, you're basically going to take these outermost white threads and do a full chevron into the middle. So with the outermost one on the left side, you're going to go over every single one of these threads and into the middle, doing forward knots. That should be 7 forward knots. And once you do those 2 little chevrons with the white, the pattern literally repeats itself from here, but with the opposite colors. So I'm going to show you guys one more time what to do, and then you guys are on your own, and you can repeat the video as many times as you need to to finish the pattern, but I'll also be showing you the triangle end for this bracelet. So let's continue. So you'll take the outermost thread, this time it's red instead of black, and you'll do 2 forward knots. Then with the white, you'll do a backward knot over the red. Then with the red, you'll once again do 3 forward knots. Then with the white, you'll do a backward knot again. Then on the opposite side, you'll take the darkest red. For me, it's sparkly. You can kind of see it. And you'll do 2 backward knots. Then with the white, you'll do a forward knot over the red. Then with the red, you'll do 3 backward knots. I love how the sparkly red is looking. Then with the white, you'll do a forward knot over the dark red on this side. So you'll do a forward knot. Then you'll do whatever knot you wish to tie the 2 reds together in the middle. I'm just doing a backward knot. Then for the next row, you'll take the next outermost red or whatever color in your gradient you're choosing and do a forward knot. Then you'll take the white and you'll do 2 backward knots to get the white to the outermost side. So you'll do one over the red and then you'll do one over the lightest color in your sequence. So now the white is on the outside, but then you'll take that red again and you'll do 3 forward knots. Then with that white, actually no, you'll do forward knots all the way into the middle with this one. So sorry, you'll do 5 forward knots with that second color. So you're making that chevron kind of thing. Whew, we almost messed up. Whoopsies, my bad. Then you'll go to the same thing on the opposite side. So you'll take the red and do a backward knot over that next lightest color. You'll take the white and then do 2 forward knots to do that little diamondy thingy, I guess, on the outside. Then you'll take that light red again and do 6 double backward knots or 6 backward knots until you reach the middle. Now you'll take the second one in from the left, which should be your lightest color in the sequence, and do 3 forward knots. Then with that white thread, you'll do a backward knot over that light color. Then you'll take the light color and do 2 forward knots into the center. You'll repeat the same thing, so you'll take the next lightest color on the right side and do 3 backward knots. Then with the white, you'll do a forward knot over that light color. And then with that light color, you'll do 3 backward knots in the middle. And then once again, you find yourself needing to make a chevron with the outermost white threads. So you'll take the one on the left and you'll do 7 forward knots on the black, dark gray, light gray, white, and then the red all the way to the middle. Now you'll take the white on the right side and do 8 backward knots until you reach the middle. That is literally the pattern. Make sure to go check out this timestamp to repeat the pattern until you're ready to finish it off and come back for the triangle ends. Okay everybody, we are back with our bracelet. Mine is about 5.5 inches long, and I decided to end it like at this little white triangle thing, like I did up here when we started it. We had that little white triangle, so I just ended it there because I think it looks nice. just going to clip it back to the clipboard and zoom in a bit for you guys and split the strings in half as they kind of already are. We'll take the one on the outermost side. Oopsies, my strings are kind of coming apart. And then we'll take the 1 second in, and with the 1 second in, we're going to do a backward knot over the outermost string. And then we'll kind of put them together. So now these two are, I guess, equal one string, and we'll take the next one in, the light red, and we'll take it and do a backward knot over both of those red strings. We'll repeat with the white thread, take it and do a backward knot over all 3 of the strings. With the black thread, over all 4 of those strings, we'll do a backward knot. And so on and so forth until we get to the middle. Okay, and then we'll repeat this motion but opposite on the other side. So we'll take the darkest red and we'll take the second innermost one and do a forward knot instead of a backward knot. Over it, put them together, next thread, forward knot, and then we repeat all the forward knots over all the bundles until we get to the middle. I'm just going to do a special little knot to just make it look a little nicer. So I'm going to take the one on this side, the white thread, and then I'll take the white thread on the other side, put it over, and then push it under all the other threads. I don't know what kind of knot this is. It's like a square knot, maybe? I don't know. Then you do that kind of thing. And then just pull it up, and then you'll do one more on the other side, just to ensure the beautifulness of this. Okay, and now it's time for twisted ties, so I will take one side and just focus on that one. Split the bundle into 2 little bundles, I guess. We'll do those 8 strings, so 4 and 4, there we go. And you twist them both the same way first, and then you twist them together the opposite way. I'll show you. I'm going to undo it as much as I can. So I'm twisting all my bundles to the left first and foremost, and this one needs to be twisted a little bit more. And then when I'm putting them together, I'm kind of twisting them the opposite direction. So while I'm continuously twisting them to the left, I'm also bringing my hands to the right, just so they twist together. And we have a nice twisted tie. And repeat this motion for both of these. Then you are free to just snip off the thread. I have to do it with my right hand because my camera's on the other side. Voila! Your bracelet is finished. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial and found it helpful. Let's turn the light really quick. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial, found it helpful, and will consider leaving a like and subscribing and tagging me in your photos on Instagram if you make this bracelet anytime soon. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and make sure to tune in for next time's video.